Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you've had a really good week. Um, and for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. We are here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube Live, and LinkedIn Live. And for those of you who are returning back to Mental Health Moment, welcome back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. Thanks for those of you who are starting to join here. Again, as I mentioned, I hope that you've had a wonderful week. Hashtag Team Live. Someone said, yes, it's live. And hi, welcome. Thanks for those who are starting to join here. Welcome from Atlanta is in the house. Albany is here. Albany, New York. Welcome. So today I wanted to talk to you today, just some tips about how to build your resilience. Because when you think about all of the challenges that you may be going through, whether it's personally, whether it's things that you're seeing in the world, whether you're just trying to deal with everything happening in life, right? And hi for those who are still starting to join here. It can be tough. So there was a really good article that I read recently from the American Psychological Association that talked about resilience and what are the components of it, right? So how do you become more mentally strong? How do you become more mentally tough to handle everything that life throws at us? Because it can be difficult sometimes. And thanks for those who are still starting to join here. Let's see, from BDA from Mississippi, Barbados is in the house, Alabama's here, Mobile, Alabama, and Birmingham, Alabama. We got a lot of people from Alabama here today. So welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So the first thing the article was talking about is really thinking about how do you view and engage in the world, meaning what do you really view the world to be? Because that's one of the things that is really going to be important. What is your worldview? It's really going to be important when all the things that are thrown at you come at you. It's just a part of life. So like, really, is your mindset like, okay, the world is bad, or bad things are going to happen to me, or I'm going to experience so many disappointments, and all of those type of really negative mindsets? Is that how you view the world? Or are you more of like in a more positive mindset? Yes, we all know that things are going to happen for us, as I always like to say, right? Not to us, but for us. There are going to be the disappointments, there are going to be the challenges, but you still believe in the positivity and the goodness of people and the goodness of life. Like, where is your mindset, right? And thanks for those who are still starting to join here. We got Houston, Texas in the house. Brazil is here. Loganville, Georgia's here. Los Angeles, Fort Worth, Texas, Chicago, Illinois. So all over from today. So thanks again. For those who are just starting to tune in here, it's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. And today we're talking about building your resiliency, meaning how do you really start to think about bouncing back from whatever situation you're dealing with, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. There's all different aspects of us, right? How do you make yourself stronger and be resilient from different situations that we're faced with? So again, the first thing to think about is what is even your worldview? And again, this comes from the American Psychological Association. They talk about three things for resilience. One is your view of the world. Two is, what is the quality of your social support, your social resources? What is that quality like for you? And then the third thing they talk about, which we talk about at length on Mental Health Moment, right, is your specific coping skills, your strategies. How do you get through? So thanks for those who are still starting to join here. Bermuda's in the house, Minnesota, North Alabama, Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome. So when you start to examine those three things today, again, worldview, the second thing is, what is your social support like right now? Do you feel supported in whoever it is that is surrounding you, or whatever resources you may have? Maybe it's in your community, or maybe it's online, right? However you're best supported. Do you feel you are best supported with those around you? Now, If not, then I really highly encourage you to think about, what resources do I need then? Do I need, do I need a life coach? Do I need a mental health professional? Do I need a new set of friends? Do I need to think about repairing certain relationships? Like, where are you at with your level of social support and with your level of resources that you have? Really, really important, because whew, I don't know about y'all, but things happen, right? Things happen in our lives. We have the disappointments, but a lot of times it just, I'm not saying things are going to be easy, but it can be a little bit easier if you have a positive person around you, whoever that person is, at least one person around you, even if it's an acquaintance, even if it's a coworker, whoever that, you know what I mean? Like that person, your person, whoever that minimum of one person is for you, it can really make that situation a little bit easier to go through. Again, whatever that situation is, there's a lot of different situations that we go through. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it can really help your resilience when you have that, whomever it is, that friend, that family member, that person that you're in a relationship with, or a person you're not in a relationship with, or whomever that is for you, coworker, acquaintance, neighbor, whoever that is for you. Make sure that they are fully supporting you as well. And someone said, grace and peace to all of you from God, our Father in Christ Jesus. Thank you for those blessings. Someone else is here from California. Welcome. Another person from Atlanta. Detroit is in the house. The topic is right on time. Someone said, thank you. You're absolutely welcome. And someone said, yeah, not actually difficult to talk about support. It is. And you know what? And you're right. I'm glad someone brought that up, because unfortunately, as you all know, one of my reasons for being on here every week and doing Mental Health Moment with each and every one of you is, unfortunately, because of the stigma that still exists for mental health. I really truly believe, personally and professionally, that it's gotten better over time, but of course we still have that stigma. So what I would say to you with that is, wherever you're at in the process, I know for some of you watching this, you're like, I'm not a believer in therapy. I will never go to therapy. I'm afraid, or whatever the issue is with a mental health professional. What I would say is, the best thing that you can do in your situation is to make sure you have the support that you need to get through whatever it is you need to get through. That comes in many different forms, though. So therapeutic type of support comes in many different forms. For some people, it is the greatest, bestest friend you ever had in your life. For some people, it's the best family member you have ever had that's there for you. For some people, it's a mental health professional. For some people, it's someone else. It really just varies. The most important thing, though, is you have to make sure, you really have to do your best to make sure that you are in a space to receive that support from whomever it is, for you to get through whatever trying time that you're dealing with right now. And someone said, good evening from San Francisco. Welcome, welcome. Someone's here from Miami. I love Miami. I was just there a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago. It feels like weeks ago. Beautiful place. Someone's here from California. Welcome. Uruguay's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Someone said, my support system is my groups that I have created, and my view of the world is both negative and positive. So really good point. So for those of you who are just starting to join here, we're talking today about how to build your resilience. And with the American Psychological Association, they had a really good article about 3 factors that impact your resilience. So one of them was your view of the world. If you think everything is negative, everyone is bad things are always going to be happening to you, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be harder, right, to function in life, because even things that are positive, you're always going to think they're negative. And it just really has an impact, right? Versus when you can have a more positive mindset, still know that yes, negative things are going to happen, but believe that you can get through, right? And have that sort of mindset. That in and of itself are one of the factors that can make that situation easier. The second thing, again, is looking at your social support, whoever that may be for you, and making sure that you're in a space where you are connected with the right individuals who are positive for you, to really, again, get through this situation. And hi, thanks for those who are starting to join here. Someone said they're here from Rhode Island, the littlest state. LOL. It's all good. Welcome, welcome, Rhode Island. Greetings and blessings to you as well. Someone said, I'm from Kentucky. I take care of 3 special needs individuals in my home 24/7, 365 days a year, no break since COVID, and it gets hard sometimes. It absolutely, I mean, of course, we are all of us experience stress on different levels, right? So what I would say, again, for those of you who just feel like I haven't had a break, Dr. Hammond, since COVID, and it's been one thing after another. Again, even if you can't leave your house for whatever reason that may be, even if it's hard to get out and physically, be socializing with others, think about how can you do that, even if it's virtually. And I know everybody is really tired of the virtual space. I get it. But however, if it's a text message, if it's an email, if it's a FaceTime, or whatever way you have to make sure you're interacting with someone, again, at least one person. It doesn't even have to be a family member, but one person who is positive for you, or and making sure that you're engaging online with positive, uplifting accounts on your social media. And again, as you all already know, I do the same thing. A lot of my Instagram is a lot of inspirational content, a lot of positive news. Yes, I have the regular news too. That's negative, but what are things that are uplifting you? Who is uplifting you? Who is supporting you? And making sure you're surrounded by that. That's going to be really critical when we think about resilience. Someone said listening in from Connecticut. Welcome, welcome. And then the third part that this article talked about, which we talk a lot about a mental health moment, as I was mentioning before, is really thinking about your specific coping strategies, right? So today, for those of you who are new to mental health moment, oftentimes I'm on the road, either speaking at an event or doing some type of project or whatnot. So today I'm in Idaho, actually, and there's been a lot happening, even though the week just started. So nonetheless, for me, one of the things that is my go-to for stress relief is spending time in nature and being out here. Well, I love my mountains. I am from Florida. I'm in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, which have no mountains, you all, unfortunately. I'm grateful for Florida and the weather, the sunshine, but I have no mountains there. So of course, out here in Idaho, there are mountains. So yesterday I was in Pocatello, uh, looking at some mountains, just taking some time in nature, taking some mindful moments. And then today I'm in a place called Twin Falls, and they have a place, anyways, this gorgeous falls. They call it the Niagara of the West. So it's this huge waterfall, and it's a park and all that. So that's where I spent some of my time today, just trying to think about the different stresses. How can I do some mindfulness techniques? How can I relax my body? How can I relax my mind? Spend some time with God, all those good things, right? So that's one of my huge go-tos, actually, is spending time in nature. So for you, when you think about you, what is it for you that you do that you're like, okay, this brings me joy, or this brings me stress relief, or this helps me cope, or this helps me feel better? Now, whatever it is, or things that you choose to do, am I saying it makes all your problems go away? Absolutely not. I wish it worked like that. However, your brain starts to learn, your brain starts to understand that you are working towards resiliency for whatever that situation is. That is what you're training your brain to do. You are also giving yourself permission that even in the midst of whatever trials and tribulations, I don't want to start sounding too preachy here, but whatever trials or tribulations you go through, you are still allowed to have moments of joy. You are allowed to be happy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be emotionally healthy. You deserve that. I hope you repeat that to yourself every single day. Okay. So again, I can only imagine, right? Different situations that we're all dealing with, and it's stressful, and I get it. But during those times, please, yes, feel the emotions. You're allowed to feel sad too. Obviously, you're allowed to feel anxious. You're allowed to feel angry. You're allowed to have those feelings, but also give yourself a moment to feel joy even through the dark times too. That is one of the steps towards resilience. Someone said, I find doing yard work helps me relieve stress. Wonderful, right? For the next person, they may be like, Dr. Hammond, I don't want to do any yard work and that stresses me out. It's all good, right? It's what for you brings you joy, what for you brings you stress relief. Someone said, listening to worship songs gives me a peace of mind. Beautiful, wonderful. Listen to music. Do things. We talked about that in another mental health moment, but do things that work towards your inner peace, because again, you just because a situation is stressful does not mean that every waking moment that you have to put your body through that. Again, we talked about that in another mental health moment, but physically, what your body goes through when you are stressed, mentally, what your mind goes through when you're stressed, I know it's hard to say, but you have to find the times too when you take the breaks from the mental anguish, when you take the breaks from the physical toll that stress can have on your body. Someone said a nice shower or a swim, exercise recently. Wonderful. These are wonderful things that you all are listing. And again, every single person is different, right? Every single person is different. But again, I wanted to share this article with you all today about the resiliency, because again, it just, I don't know about you, but it just seems like it's been since COVID, and then we have this and we have that. Like there's a lot happening in the world. There's a lot of changes happening in the world. And again, personally, I don't know what time period you're in. Some of us are in amazing time periods where you're like, I have so much joy in my life, I'm good. And some of us are in time periods where you're like, Dr. Hammond, there's some dark times, there's some stressful time. There's no right or wrong. We all go through different phases, right? But in whatever phase you're in, making sure that you think about, this is really all about brain training, as I say, but training your mind to build the resilience, because the stronger you get mentally, I'm not going to say like nothing can break you. I'm not going to say it like that, but I will say the stronger you get mentally when certain situations come up that you're like, man, I didn't even think I would survive that. You learn how to deal with it better. You do become stronger, but also it doesn't have to hurt as much, right? And that's just what happens when you train your brain to be more resilient with these situations. Good evening to you as well. Thanks so much for joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So again, for those of you who are tuning in, just not tuning in, we're talking today about building resiliency through wherever it is that you're at in life, and remembering how you view the world when you think about your support system, and when you think about how do you personally cope with everything that's being thrown at you. Those are some of the factors that can really help you be a stronger individual. But at the same time, as I always tell you all, and I want to remind you again, it doesn't matter how strong you are. If you are to the point where you're like, Dr. Hammond, I need a mental health professional, please be sure to reach out. A lot of people, I get it. It's nerve-wracking maybe to reach out to a mental health professional. So you can start with your primary care physician, for example, and say, hey, do you have any referrals for me? Sometimes it's an easier conversation. If you all need me, you can find me on social media, Instagram, Dr.Hammond, or LinkedIn, or Facebook, Dr. Nekeshia Hammond. You can go to my website, reach out. I will do my best to try to connect you with an individual in your area if you need a mental health professional, as I mentioned, and or also be thinking about, as I mentioned again, who is it in your life that is fully supporting you? And again, it could be someone physically in your life. It could be someone online, digital. Nowadays, I feel like there's so many resources out there. There's a lot of resources out there. Don't forget that. So even if you're like, man, I don't have any friends, I don't have any family, or I moved to a new area, or wherever your situation is, there's a lot of really positive communities online as well. Digital communities. So you can be anywhere in the world, right? And join a really positive community. And again, thinking about what you're surrounding yourself with as far as social media, especially the positivity the uplifting accounts, the uplifting news, things like that, that can really help, again, to build that resilience. So think about that this upcoming week here. Please continue to take care of yourselves. You all know, if you ever have any questions, you can reach out, drnekeshiahammond.com. You can go to, again, any of my social media pages, send me a direct message or connect with me. I'm more than happy. I try my best also to be sending out just positive things, inspirational information, because I know there's so much negativity in the world, unfortunately. So I try to do that on all my pages as well. But if you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out. In the next couple of weeks, so I do have one quick announcement. In the next couple of weeks, on my drnekeshiahammond.com page, I will be updating it with upcoming events. I know some of you have asked about where I'll be speaking next, so I will do my best to keep that updated with the next place that I'll be speaking at, so that some of you know. And one of the places someone did ask is going to be in Atlanta, but I believe the in-person event is sold out, but the virtual options, I believe, are still available. But I'll get all that information from you all and let you know in the upcoming future here. But yeah, so be sure to check that out soon. So I'll be updating that. And again, if you guys have any other questions, be sure to reach out, and I will see you all next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. So have a great week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, y'all.